to me, I have learned something from it. And I've been able to implement different strategies. I've been able to help other people say, nope, don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it because this is how it worked out for me. Right. And not that I'm trying to project my fears or my situation on me. Let me just show you a better way. Now I know that with any business that I do, I'm not putting my own money, business credit, right? So it's those type of things, not telling them not to do it because I never want to be the person to project my fears on someone else. But let me tell you a better way. Now I know to never, ever, ever put my own money. Let me gamble with somebody else's money. Right. And if it don't work out, then that's your money I lost. Right. Not that I want to do that, but you know,
I get it. Right.
So that would be the lesson, the advice I would give them. Also to know it's a point in time in building, period, your career, your business, your family, whatever. You got to learn how to clap for yourself.
Yeah.
Every day is not going to be a peachy day.
Yeah.
Every day people are not going to be telling you, girl, you're doing good. I like that. This is cute. Liking, support. It's not going to be like that. You have to be your own hype man.
Yeah.
And in that I learned, and one of my great friends told me, Nicole, your business don't care about your feelings. It is what it is. I know you're down. I know you're depressed. I know that this is going on. Cool, fine, dandy. Feel it, but don't stay there because your business does not care about your feelings. It has to keep going. Your profession, your career, it does not care. Right. So just know that you got to push through. That's where you get it. That's the beauty of the journey, man. And then when you get over that, you're like, God, that's what you were trying to teach me. I get it. I get it. I get it. So yeah.
That's good. And I hear, we hear that a lot about the journey and really, like you said, just embracing it. And I do agree when we learn how to not fight the journey and not kick and scream through it, but really understanding that's where that faith or that trust comes in, that it's going to work for my good. That, whatever I go through, no matter how bad it looks, if I can keep going and if I just keep striving, and if you have that faith, hope, or trust in something, something higher than that it will get better, and that is nothing is for naught. And so it definitely it makes a difference in that process, and we can have like that joy that the world didn't, like you said, the world didn't give to you. Your business doesn't give you joy, that joy and that inner peace, and not making our joy contingent upon our success.
Yes, that part. That part. I learned how to be happy and have joy when my bank account was in the negative in 2018. It's just being real. Right? It didn't feel good. It wasn't like that initially. It took my husband saying, what you tripping for? We got it one time, we're gonna get it back tenfold. Believe that. Okay. And so it was me still. Most people that don't even know that. Most people do not know that from 2018 to 2019, I was simply trying to rebuild back up.
Yeah.
Most people, when they look, they're like, girl, I don't know that. I did not know that. Tanisha tells me all the time, our trainer, because that's when I started training with her.
Yeah. Okay.
And she knows the story now, and she knows how those extra pushes that she gave me in the gym, it was more mental for me to get my head back in the game. But even then, she's like, Nicole, I did not know. And that's because I found joy, like true happiness and joy. True happiness and joy. Now, I don't want to be broke no more, Portia. I'm just
I understand.
Okay. But it's that true joy. Yeah. So that's why I'm not swayed now by money.
Yeah.
You still gonna pay me what I'm worth. You still gonna run my coins, right? I'm still a money magnet. God sends me money from the north, the south, the east, and the west. Money flows to me. I don't have to work hard for money, right? The money doesn't move me.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't move me at this point.
Yes, that part right there. That's so powerful. And you mentioned about the health and the working out, and even how that during that time it kind of helped you. What role has working with a trainer impacted your journey? Like, has it impacted you at all? Has it helped you?
Absolutely. First off, from a health perspective, I started working out with my trainer in 2018. At that time, when I really hit rock bottom, I let my entire self go. I've shared pictures of what I looked like, which was most people like, that was you? Yeah, that was me. And so it was definitely because I knew I needed to get the weight off. I knew what it was going to do health-wise. But I also knew that I had to push myself mentally in a different direction. I needed to challenge myself and get my head back in the game. And so that's what it started off as for me. And then in 2020, actually during the pandemic, I was diagnosed with a phyllitis tumor in my breast, which is a very, very, very rare tumor. Praise the Lord, mine was benign, but I still have to do continual follow-ups. Only like 1% of the population have these tumors. And so that really catapulted my health journey, because one of the things that the breast specialist asked me when I went in, the first thing she asked me, do you work out? I need you to keep working out. And I know from a medical perspective what working out does. Hormone releases, how it keeps you in balance, and how much hormones play into the growth of tumors and all of these different things. But that really let me know, okay, this is personal, because I can do all this stuff, Portia. I can make all the money. I can start all the businesses. I can inspire all the people I want to. If my health ain't there, and I remember going through that and saying, God, let me get through this and let this be benign. Okay. Right. Everything else, just let this be benign. And so you realize that your health is everything, man. Your health is everything. Your health is your energy. Energy is your money. Energy is your relationships. Energy is what you attract. If your health ain't right, your energy ain't right, everything else could be off. Yeah. So that's, and working with a trainer, for me, it has been very beneficial because she pushes me beyond my limits. She pushes me beyond what I think I can do, right? Because she knows the capacity of what the body can do. And she knows the capacity of what I can do if I keep my head in the game. And so that's what a trainer does for us. They push us past our limit. And really and truly, they kind of become a life coach in a sense, or become your coach. I tell Tanisha that all the time. You're more like my coach more than anything, even though we butt heads, because sometimes she pushes me too hard. But we all need that coach. I tell people all the time, you need a coach for every area of your business, of your life. You need a coach just for life. You need a coach for business. You need a coach for your health. You need a coach for your finances. And you need that because somebody has to help you. If Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, two of the world's greatest, the best to ever do it in the game of basketball, if they had a coach in Phil Jackson, what makes you think that you don't need a coach? The world's greatest had coaches.
I remember when I was trying to figure out my purpose, and I'm still on my journey of figuring out exactly how it will unfold. But I remember sitting in church sometimes and they would use an analogy about these sports players. And I would always think to myself, but they have practice and they know what to do. Like they know what to practice on, like they know what steps to do. When you don't know what to do and you don't have someone, like you said, pushing you beyond your limits and all that and helping you, they're great, but they had people to help them be great. And I understand they submitted to them, but when you don't know who the person is to help you be great, and you don't have that, it makes it challenging. So I know some people kind of make jokes that there's so many coaches out there these days, but they have been such a blessing to me, and paying for and investing in people who have become experts in their fields. And that's essentially, on a level, and I'm sure even greater, but you are creating this nurse power network to be able to help push individuals in another realm. But it is so vital and so important when we don't know, and what we don't even know, like you said, sometimes how much we're capable of, and how much nurses, all the stuff they have in them, like how much they could do on their own and venture into. And so even paralleling that, the trainer, and as well as just having that someone to train you and teach you how to look at business different, look at your skills different, and see how to identify them and monetize the gifts that are within you, so that you don't have to work as hard. Because sometimes people in their bodies, sometimes in the nurses, so much on their body physically, being up on your feet for so many hours and serving, that sometimes you need to have that plan, just like a hairdresser who does hair all the time. They're gifted, but they need to have your plan. Like, even if you like working where you are, like you need to have a plan for when your body says, I'm tired. I don't want to do this. Or when you just decide, you know what, I would like to do something different and be prepared for the shift that's coming. And so I know we've talked about a lot of things. And so what are some of the accomplishments that you've been able to see thus far? I know we saw your book, if you want to mention some of that, your book, what you wrote and who it's for, and anything else that you've been able to do so far.
This one is always a hard one for me. Well, let me tell you why. And I'm working on this. And I had a friend tell me this last week. She called me for something that she needed, and I got it done in like 5-10 minutes, whatever it was she needed. And I got it done.
Yeah.
Or connected her to whatever she needs to get done. And so she called me and she was like, "You bad. I need you to know you bad. You are a bad sister." And I'm like, "Oh, girl, whatever." She was like, "Nicole, I need you to stop. I want you to think about what I just told you and stop minimizing." And I minimize myself a lot, Portia. I don't know why. I do it, I think, because it just feels uncomfortable for me to talk about the successes that I've had. But what I'm realizing, and then I'm going to tell you my accomplishments, but what I'm realizing that I have to start doing that and stop minimizing it, because what I've realized is that I have to give God the glory. That's the only way he can get the glory.
Right.
Because it's no way by society standards or what they tell me that a little girl like me from the hood that grew up with parents that were living paycheck to paycheck, went to the school she went to, is supposed to be doing all this. Right? There ain't nobody but God.
Right.
And so I realize now you got to stop doing that, Nicole, because you minimizing really and truly the work that God's been doing.
Exactly.
So, with that being said, I wrote a book back in 2015 where I really outlined my journey in Health on Purpose, where I talked about, really and truly my journey as a nurse, how I wanted to leave the profession 3 times, but I really surrendered and found my purpose as a nurse. And more importantly, in that book, I give strategies to do that. I have been able to be the youngest nurse exec for a Fortune 7 company and lead the state of Louisiana to multiple millions of dollars of savings. Okay. When we talk about, quality access of care, I've been able to create an abundance of quality of care programs to really and truly address the issues that go on in our vulnerable populations and help to increase that access to care and make sure that access to care is not just care that's there, but it's quality health care. I have also been able to start multiple brands, Nicole Thomas Inc., the Nurse Power Network. I have also been able to start my most recent venture, which is real estate investing. Which has going to be a journey. I'm learning that one. In addition to that, I have been able to create an abundance of just services, digital services that help, nurses in whatever facet it is that they want to do in their careers. I have been able to literally travel anywhere that I want to within the world to be able to help other nurses to do the same thing, right? To be able to build their nursing careers and get meaningful nursing careers that increase their asset value so they can make more money. I have been able to work here with our local government just to be able to really and truly look at the issues going on in the community and build infrastructure and help them build infrastructure surrounding that, because they value my opinion as a community health nurse, as an advocate, as a leader. Most recently, I was admitted into the Power Coalition. She leads 2021 Fellows. Yeah. So I am officially a 2021 She Leads Fellow, and that's going to create another opportunity for me to continue to build infrastructure surrounding the healthcare spectrum here within the state of Louisiana. So those are some of the things. More importantly, I've been able to sustain my marriage, girl, throughout all of this. 13 years, raised 2 children.
Yes.
Teenagers now. Pray for Jesus. And that's what I've just been able to help and impact so many people. And I've been able to create a life, Portia, that I don't need a vacation from. I love my life. You know, all the time about me still working. I work because I love what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm not doing it for the money. I absolutely love it. You're gonna pay me my money though, but I'm there because I absolutely love it, and that's
Yeah.
why I do it. So those are some of the things that I have been able to accomplish throughout my 38 years here on this earth, and I look forward to the continued evolution of what's to come.
That's so awesome. Well, congratulations on all those accomplishments. And again, I'm just excited to continue to watch the journey and continue to see all of your work evolve. Now, when we talk about who should seek out your services, who are the individuals who should contact you or reach out to you, and how can they reach out to you?
Yeah, so I primarily work with nurses and healthcare professionals just because I'm a nurse. I know what nurses
Right.
go through. I know that world. People tell me all the time, well, I can use that advice too. People that may be lawyers or in, other industries. So I'm like, yeah, I know you can. Apply it to yourself, but I'm a nurse. I know how to talk nurse language, right?
Right.
So I primarily service nurses and other healthcare professionals to be able to really and truly help them. They can always reach me on my website, www.nicolethomasinc.com. Across all social media platforms, I am Nicole Thomas Inc. They can always reach me there. I actually respond back. People are like, is that really you responding? Yes, it's actually me responding. I have an assistant who handles a lot of like the customer service type things and just day-to-day things because I do have a life outside of this. But I do respond, and I typically respond on the weekends because I have a whole life during the week.
Yeah.
But that's how they can reach me. And I really, really try my best to help as many people as I can. I know I'm only one person, which is why I have a lot of my digital services that does not require me, but you can access and get my knowledge 24 hours a day, 7 days a week through those digital products.
Amazing. Great. And then what should people be on the lookout for? What's coming up next?
Okay, so what we are working on right now is that I want to be able to provide a real estate hub for my healthcare professionals that travel, whether that's travel nursing or, there's a lot of other healthcare professionals that travel. So right now we're working on having building a real estate portfolio that has properties throughout all 50 states. In the United States so that we can provide housing for them. So that's a major undertaking right now. And happy to have my husband joining me in that because he's great at that kind of stuff. And also to continuing to build the Nurse Power Network. I am super excited. We have our largest event during Essence Festival. We know that kind of got shut down with COVID, but we are back for 2022. We've already started the planning and also doing a large collaboration in 2022 with the Nurse Power Network. So that's what we have coming up, and I'm just super, super excited about that.
Yeah, I mean, that's just it's something worth being excited about, and definitely any nurses or so is it for nurses only or other health professionals can
for other healthcare professionals. Of course, it's called the Nurse Power Network because myself and my biz bestie with that are the co-creator, Misha Mir, we're both nurses. But listen, we have we have social workers, we have respiratory therapists, we have physical therapists because we're all healthcare. And one thing that I'm big on, if y'all know anything else about me, building a community and building relationships and building it outside of just nurses. So even with our events, we never just invite nurses like to speak to host classes. We always find other occupations and other people to come in and talk because you have to build a community for everything that you need, which is why I'm always asking who in the room.
Right. And like you said, we're just so intertwined in as far as the services that's provided and resources. And so it's important to be able to collaborate and work well together because each person only services one part of the individual.
Right.
And so, knowing the people in the community who can service the other parts of that individual is so vital. And so I'm happy to hear that. And it's definitely always important in the medical field to be able to work across disciplines with each other, to listen, to hear, and understand each discipline and the perspective they're bringing to the table.
That multidisciplinary approach.
Yes. So do you have any resources that you would recommend, books or things? I know you have your book. So anything that you would recommend for people?
So absolutely, for any healthcare professionals that's trying to figure out what is my purpose as a nurse, what do I fit, definitely check out my book, In Health on Purpose, Awakening Your True Calling in the Healthcare Profession. I am an avid reader. My other favorite book, and I don't know if I have it here behind me, it may be downstairs, but it is The 7 Laws of Spiritual Success by Deepak Chopra. That is one of my absolute favorite books whenever I'm in a space where I'm trying to really and truly align, because I am huge on alignment. If it does not align with me, I am not doing it. So whenever I want to be in that alignment and attract abundance to me that I know flows to and through me, that is my go-to book. So I read that book all of the time, and it's by Deepak Chopra, a very, very quick read. So that's another one of my favorite books. The other book is Grit by Angela Duckworth. That is definitely one of my favorite reads. It talks about really and truly perseverance and how if you develop grit, you can get through anything in life that may occur in your life. So those are literally my 3 go-tos. I would have to say my first go-to book is the Holy Bible, because sometimes, child, only Jesus.
Yes.
Only Jesus can help me through.
Yes. Prayer. Prayer and the word.
This is too much sometimes. And I'm serious. I will go to the book.
Yeah.
I will find whatever scripture I need to find, and I will meditate on that for days, because it's one thing to read it, but it's another thing to really understand and believe it and embody it with every single thing in you. So that's my all-time favorite. That's my resources.
And I like that you said just sometimes taking one scripture and sitting with it, because I think sometimes we feel pressure to read so much of the Bible at one time, as opposed to really sitting with it, digesting it, and really applying it. And that's where we can see the growth that we want to see, and really see the application of the word in our life, when we can sit with it and we can really begin to see, what does this look like in my life? And whether it's me, whether it's the people around me, how do I really exemplify this word, and how do I really walk it out? And just because you say something doesn't mean you really are it, or that you really believe it. And so sometimes it takes that really just meditating and really getting that word in your heart. So I think that's such great advice, to just sit with it sometimes.
Sit with it. Sit with it. Listen, my favorite one, and we're going to get off of here. My favorite one is, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you will move mountains. Let me tell you why that's my favorite one, because so many things come into all of our lives and we feel like that can't happen for me. I can't do this. Get you some faith. I walk in a room, Portia. I have walked in rooms when I was rebuilding with no money, I walked in that room like I owned it. Okay. I got faith. This deal here gonna go down today. This is going to happen today. So yes, meditate on that word and know it.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for all the wisdom you have shared. If you are a nurse, an allied health professional, anybody who can benefit from her services, reach out, connect, make sure you follow her, that you purchase her book, attend the conferences, sow into yourself the material online, whatever is, however you need to connect so that you can grow and have faith that what God did for her, he could do it for you as well. All right. Well, thank y'all so much, and have a great one.
Thank you.